Hey guys, last war I got 16 defensive victories and it was the last one of the war season. We ended up 297, which is the biggest one we have gotten so far, almost top 250. And we're gonna check my defense that I run now. Okay, so a big part of why I got so many defenses that I've never gotten it. I don't think I have. And in the 2 years I played the game, and I like war. I don't think I have seen someone got that many defensive victories. Uh, so we have in room number one New Avengers. Some teams I boosted a little bit in between and starting the previous war. For example, here I've put a diamond on Tigra, and I'm considering putting also ISO Blue 5 on her. This is an amazing defense. Basically, every war it gives me a couple of defensive victories. Usually, people try to uh, punch down with a big Pegasus or with a Darkhold or even with a Underworld, and they get destroyed. So this is an amazing team. I have the power on Tigra, which is the most important one. Probably I'm just gonna put when I get also the next star on Ronnie that isn't that far away. I'm just gonna put gear 15 on him. I'm gonna put ISO Blue 5 on Tigra, maybe ISO 4 on the other 4, and leave this team as it is. It's an amazing team. Uh, and it's but not good enough to beat like Scroll Secret Defenders on offense, because the opponent team are a lot bigger. So I think they're in a sweet spot where they get a lot of defensive victories, but they don't have the value that I am looking for offense for me. I also like having a defense that people don't know how to beat. A room number two, I had this team and say use someone else instead of America Chavez on offense as like my 14th option and say to beat an infestation team, but it wasn't super reliable. A Sometimes the opponent, Black Widow, didn't have the D4 on her special, so she didn't give immunity to then be flipped on the Spider-Man big time. So it was kind of it was losing almost half of the tries on infestation. So it was kind of a small disappointment. Uh, But on defense, it's a surprising team. People probably don't know that or not everyone knows that the Lizard gets 75% speed bar from a Shocker, even if he doesn't have the D4 on his passive. And putting also America Chavez here gives him 100% speed bar, gives a little bit speed bar, 25% on a Spider Slayer, which is the second biggest toon here, and he does a lot of damage. Uh, he Lizard also possibly gets another 40% if you attack him with spider webs, so he is very likely to get even 2 turns before the opponents get 1 turn, and his second turn still does uh, get taunt, so he doesn't lose it. So it's a great team. Both of those teams won defensively in the 16 wins, and it's kind of new. I have only like 2 wars now, and we want to see how well it does. Uh, I think it's the best use for this team because my other defenses were smaller, and it might caught someone by surprise by the speed of Lizard and the power only in 2 tunes. So maybe people go in with a 1.2 million team. Also, Electro is very strong. And at room number 3, we have Black Order. Last war, some people underestimated them and they used the 1 million Eternal team with the Eternals only at gear 16. I've kind of tried this matchup and now with their rework, it's a bit harder to get the double tap than usual with Icarus. That's why I also put at least the ISO 4 on Corvus, so it makes this a little bit more difficult. And even if you do, there's some people that may survive, especially Thanos. So it's like a small up. I'm not really very excited on what they do on defense, even on offense. I mean, even at this size, they're not very reliable beating Gammas. It needs to be like a punch across, and I think defense is the best option for them, and they got a defensive victory in the previous one. New Warriors now are getting have their season with their buffs, and they got a defensive victory. Room number 5 actually got me 6 defensive victories, and Black Knight is now bigger than he was then. He was at 3-3 red stars, and at gear 17, because I was missing 2 of his unique, and I don't know, people underestimated this team. Almost all of my defensive victories were of teams using Undying, but Zombie Juggernaut being only on orange gear. So my guess is that people don't know the perma kills that the Black Knight does. Maybe underestimated him being only at 3 red. And they got perma killed. There are 2 zombies very soon. And I'm very excited about this team. Now his Black Knight is even bigger. We're gonna get new members here. I'm considering if I really like this team to maybe even put gear 18 on the 2 Captain Americas, especially Captain America OG is ready just for the click of a button. I don't need his unique. I have 110, 20 of his unique, and I'm not planning on using it anywhere. Peggy is like level 92 or 93. I also put the diamond on hers, that's nice. We'll see. I have like 70 of her unique, so I don't really need it. I'm just saving this for Hive Mind right now because I cannot bring everyone up, every bio character up to. Can bring like 2 bio characters at gear 18 at the moment, and I only have Void Knight from Hive Mind. Great defense, highly recommended, and I think we're gonna get a lot more defensive victories when the full team is out. People were probably caught off guard and we weren't very familiar with Black Knight. He's amazing, and I got him in there without spending any money on him, only power cores. But then I drained my power cores, and I'm not getting the top 1000 leaderboard because everyone jumped in at the end. Okay, we're gonna get more dark diamonds that will allow us to bring Apocalypse 3 diamonds higher, so it's actually a little bit less. Defense number 6 is trash. Now with Hive Mind in the game and people having very big Pegasus, it's like a feed for them. It's not. It's like a present. It's not. But I don't have a use for them on offense either. They're kind of a big team, so I left them here. I'm probably gonna replace them with like Darkhold or something because I'm not super excited about Darkhold on offense. Actually, Darkhold beat a New Warriors on offense, which is a great use for them. in this season. So room number 6 is not really a thing anymore, and very easy to beat. They beat it with like a 500k Eternals, 316, only 2 Eternals. They beat this team last war. So it wasn't one of the teams that got me defensive victories in a long time. Room number 7 is very big. Got me a couple of defensive victories last war, I think 2 or 3. Now with having more stars on them, and I think this team is very strong. You can beat it, of course, with many options, but it's kind of big now, and people are not very familiar how to beat it. If you kill someone not named Forge, Forge is gonna get 100% speed bar from Cyclops that maybe not everyone knows, and he's gonna use his ultimate if he hasn't already and revive him, so there's an extra element of like unpredictability there, and a difficulty to completely kill everyone. They're getting like a taunt or something to protect Forge. That he's a little bit big now. You may kill by mistake, like a Cyclops or Sunspot. It's nice if Sunspot dies, because if he has a couple of charges, when he's revived, he's gonna give energy to everyone. Room number 8. I did put like 2 levels from the previous war in Falawell, but I think they didn't won a defensive victory before this. I have them there because of the hero, a cosmic hero buffs that make them a little bit bigger than they are on offense. They weren't like amazing in offense for a long time, so I thought let's put them here. They pulled the gamma. They usually pull like very big teams, so they're definitely worth it here. Room number 9. It's a great team that usually gets me defensive victories. I did put a diamond on better from starting the previous war, so they're gonna be a little bit stronger even. And it's very nice because with Dormammu there, if Valkyrie dies and revives, she still, or Thor, they still prop the passive from Valkyrie and give buffs to everyone, but it's still alive to do some things, to do her special, if she survives, as she probably won't, to give some more buffs, or to die again to give again more buffs. That's usually why she's there. And room number 10 got me many defensive victories in the previous war. It's a very strong team. People aren't familiar. That's why I put it there. Because I haven't faced it personally, never. Maybe I've bumped into it once in all the wars that have fought. So we have like 2 huge characters there. Thor Infinity War that took advantage of the 2 diamonds that I pulled on him and brought him basically maxed out, besides Azo 5 that I plan on putting on him. I made him a Psyker because we have Super Skull putting a lot of vulnerables there, and his Psyker attacks on his first, and he does ability block, but doesn't do with his Azo attack. He could also put defense down there, which is nice. His second turn, he will put defense down anyways. You have Nova there that is huge and maxed out, besides like the red stars that I don't plan to ever put on him. You have Super Skull, that's a huge threat. It's a team that people, yes, don't know how to build. They use like an Apocalypse team with like A minus or B tier offense, and it doesn't tend to work. So like So like Apocalypse and Secret Defenders, I think, and a I don't remember quite what teams they use. Usually they use a team with Apocalypse that isn't the strongest, or they try to do a punch up, and usually they end up killing only a couple of weak members like Korg, and then after a couple of unsuccessful attacks and exhaust stacks, then they are able to beat the sim. So it's basically almost a guarantee a defensive victory at my level. And as long as people don't know how to beat it, I'm gonna leave it as is. Yes, you lose like the two villains for Super Scroll to do a big Termite Rewind, a little bit more damage, but you have like three huge threats there, being Nova, Thor Infinity War, there's a lot of damage at this size, and you have Super Skull, you don't know, and you have a Korg reflecting taunting, the how's the female dog, as we call it. She's like very annoying, and I don't apply offense down when you hit her, and removes buffs and heals people. Uh, so it's a very strong team. I very much like it, and there's the other benefit that with room number 9 and 10 that you have those three heroes guardians that are guillotine at a strong or at least sneaky Cosmic Crucible defense at the moment, so there's a double dipping there. So I very much like putting the power there. I have them all maxed level and will continue to do so. And that's my defense for now. I'm probably planning on removing this number 6 because they're trash, and to put here more out of time members that I will bring very high, at least like Starbrand to gear 16 and Cosmic Ghost Rider to gear 17, to have like a huge disruptive war defense. Room number 4, after the season is over, they're kinda to consider to be replaced, but they also aren't doing much on offense either. We'll still checking number 2 how well it will play out, but I like the defensive victory in the previous war. It was also like a decid 1.5 million, so it wasn't like a small team that tried to, but even with all the the speed bar that Magneto gets, a Lizard gets more, so that was nice here. Maybe they thought like a small shocker here, and that will keep them rolling. Also, people kinda like phase out and they say, Sinister Six, they do summons, even if no one here actually does any summon. Yeah, that's it for now, guys.